I get really excited about smart blinds, one of the true luxuries of any smart home. So after releasing my Eve MotionBlinds video, I see this comment recommending SmartWings. I personally had not heard of this company, so immediately I looked them up and I confirmed some great information from this viewer, like being custom made to fit your window, having a good selection of materials, and more importantly, they work with all the major home assistants, including HomeKit. I reached out to SmartWings to learn more, and they confirmed that while their blinds are Bluetooth, they said the thread was coming in August and they offered to send me some samples. Well, it's been a few weeks now, so today I'm going to tell you more about SmartWings blinds, how they compare to Eve MotionBlinds, and ultimately help you decide if SmartWings blinds are a worthy addition in your HomeKit smart home. Hello, I'm Lloyd and welcome to my channel where I talk all about the Apple HomeKit smart home. I use the term luxury in my intro, not that any smart home accessory is truly essential in terms of basic human needs, but shades aren't usually most people's first smart home accessory. I'm not going to be overly dramatic and talk about what a pain it is to have to open each blind one by one, but there are some other benefits that I think that you may find useful, so make sure to stick around right until the end of this video. Lucky for us Apple HomeKit users, we actually have a decent selection of available options when it comes to controlling window coverings. For curtains, there are options from Aqara to ZemiSmart, and for blinds, there are retrofit options like Soma Tilt, or blinds that come all in one with the blind motor and actual shade. There are options like Hunter Douglas, Eve MotionBlinds, IKEA, Lutron Serena, and yes, SmartWings. SmartWings offers a variety of window shades and really affordable prices that work with all the major smart home platforms. I don't usually talk about price right away, but I think it makes sense for today because good blinds are expensive even if they're not smart. Though overall, especially after being able to try them out for myself, I was really surprised at how inexpensive these blinds are. Relatively speaking, of course. There are many options to choose from. You can do blackout or light filtering. There's linen, cellular, woven wood, and even zebra shades. As you would expect, within each of those options, there's several colors to choose from. A blackout vinyl roller shade is perfect for bedrooms, which is where I'm installing mine. It starts at $150. Start by choosing your color and whether you want an inside or outside mount. Then choose your size. We have a couple of windows that are pretty large at 70 inches wide by 57 inches tall. You can see that depending on the size, it gets more expensive. Next, select the motor. Chances are you're watching this video because you want that HomeKit integration, but if you want to be able just to control this with a remote control, then that's cool too, and it comes standard. I want the HomeKit motor, so that adds $60, totally worth it. You can also add an optional cassette for a small fee, $20 in this case. I added the cassette and I think it looks great. Not only does it hide the roll, but it helps block some of the light from sneaking in along the top of the window. I love that SmartWings has an optional solar panel for charging. Now there are some pros and cons that come with this convenience that I'll talk about later, but it's great to be able to have the option for only an additional $50. You can also add a remote, which I think is totally worth the $15. That's a 5-channel remote, which should be good for the average home, but there's also a 15-channel remote if you plan on using one remote for even more SmartWings blinds. No fee for the roll type or motor side, just add to your cart once you're done. This comes to just over $430, and that includes a remote and solar panel. I'm not saying that that's not a substantial purchase, but it's an excellent price for smart shades that fit a window of this size. If you want just the HomeKit blinds but no remote or solar panel, then it's only around $365, which works out to be around $475 Canadian. The comparable Lutron Serena shade costs around $1,000, and that's without the required Lutron bridge, and Eve MotionBlinds is around $750 Canadian. Of course I'll get to performance, but simply in terms of price, SmartWings is an option worth consideration. I'd like to thank SmartWings for sending me not one, but 3 of their blinds for me to test out. Well, actually 5, but I'll get to that later. Converting any of your shades with smart shades is going to be an improvement. Using the app or hollering at a HomePod to get Siri to control your blinds is nice, but most of the time you'll probably use a simple automation. I added these blinds to my bedroom and ensuite bathroom. In my bedroom, I replaced my existing top-down, bottom-up cellular shades. I quite liked them, but again, they were manual with no smart controls whatsoever. In my bedroom, I have one large and one small window and another large window in my ensuite bathroom. Since we chose obscured glass when the house was built, we never bothered to add any shades. Most of the times is okay, but on hot sunny days, it can get really hot in here. And even though it's obscured glass, having total blackout privacy is nice, and it gives the window a finished look. Lastly, by having a blackout blind in here, it means that we can keep our bathroom door open for increased air circulation between our ensuite and bedroom without being blasted with early morning sunlight. When ordering new blinds, one of the first things that you'll need to do is measure. Paying very close attention to this step is really important. SmartWings has a great how-to page to help you with measuring your blinds. I got it really close, but not close enough with 2 of my 3 windows. Don't assume that your windows are completely square, few are. My window frame actually angles out just slightly, so measuring the outside isn't the same as the inside where the blinds will be mounted. Don't repeat my mistake. Take your time to measure at different parts of your window, even if it seems excessive. And just like Santa, check it twice. My blinds arrived quickly and they were well packaged. There were cut lines to help me remove the packaging without accidentally slicing the shades. There were several guides included with my order, including installation, using in HomeKit, and controlling the remote control. The installation was as simple as any blinds that I've ever installed. Lucky for me, I was able to use the existing holes from my previous blinds. In my ensuite though, since I didn't have anything previously installed there, I did have to drill a quick hole to attach the mounting bracket. Based on the positioning of my blinds, this was a little awkward, but overall it went well. The HomeKit code is included along with the bottom rail of the blind, so it was easy to access, though it would be nice if the code was invisible after installation. Adding to HomeKit was as simple as waking the blinds, then adding right into HomeKit. There's no third-party app here, everything is done right through the Home app. So here they are all set up, and I think they look great. Light blocking was important to me since this is in a bedroom, and I went with standard white. As I mentioned earlier, there are many materials and colors available depending on your design preferences, but white is crisp, and I just know that it'll go with not only my current decor, but should also look great even if we decide to change our furniture or paint our walls in the future. Let's talk about how these blinds connect. I was told Thread was coming in August, though this has been delayed until the end of September. These blinds are actually Bluetooth and they don't include Thread hardware, so no Thread firmware update in the future. Thread is an exciting technology that more and more manufacturers are adopting. Like Bluetooth, you don't need a hub and it's energy efficient. Thread though is much faster and it has better range. So what about these Bluetooth blinds, and do you even need Thread? Well, as mentioned, Thread is coming soon and it'll be available to order on Indiegogo. I'll have links to both the landing page to order these new blinds with Thread, as well as the SmartWings website to pick up the current Bluetooth version right away. I have to admit, the Thread version is pretty exciting, and once available, I'll be testing these out. Keep in mind that in order to take advantage of Thread, you will need a Thread border router such as a HomePod Mini or the latest Apple TV 4K. As excited as I am for the Thread version, I'm actually okay with these using Bluetooth. If we're talking about lights, for example, then I want them to respond instantly. But with smart blinds where I'm often using time automations like closing at sunset, an extra 2 seconds really isn't significant. Sometimes though, the issue with Bluetooth is also just maintaining a strong enough signal. But since I have HomePod Minis and an Apple TV in this room, the Bluetooth signal doesn't have to travel very far, helping me to maintain a reliable connection. HomePods, both the OG or Minis, as well as any Apple TV HD or higher, is what Apple refers to as home hubs. This is what stores your home automations and it allows you to access and control your HomeKit smart home away from home. The performance of these shades has been great. They will take a few extra seconds to respond sometimes, but it hasn't been a big deal. My main concern is really just that they do respond. Close all my blinds in the master bedroom. I opted for the solar panel and I love that I'm never gonna have to worry about charging. Bluetooth is energy efficient and without using the solar panel, a 6-hour charge should last around 6 months or 600 uses. SmartWings includes a 3-meter USB to USB-C cord for easy charging using either a USB brick or a power bank. Not having to worry about charging is really nice, but there are some things to consider. For my bedroom, this was an obvious choice for me. Especially the 2 larger windows, I can sort of hide the solar panel in the transom so it's mostly out of sight. But if you're installing this in a main area like a living room, then you won't be able to open the shades all the way without seeing the solar panel. Don't worry about the USB-C cord being visible though. There's a second input along the back to keep the cord mostly hidden. Again, for the bedroom, or if you're installing this in a hard to reach area, then it's totally worth the investment. Perhaps if this was a living room, then I may just omit the solar panel and just charge it twice per year. The solar panels are visible from the outside as well, but I don't think that they're really noticeable, and I'm okay with it since it's more energy efficient. Since you can control these using Siri or in the Home app, you really don't need the remote. You can just use HomeKit buttons, and keep watching because I'll show you all the ways that I'm using my SmartWings blinds. It is a good idea to have the remote though for easy control. I have 3 blinds and this is a 5-channel remote, meaning I can control all 3 with this one remote with room for 2 more future blinds. Just like you can group accessories in HomeKit, you can group these blinds to work on a single channel within the remote, though I prefer having separate controls. The other nice thing is that you can adjust the top and bottom position. When I first installed my blinds, a couple of them were just a hair too long and they bunched along the bottom. Instead of just opening them to 1%, it's really nice to be able to customize the top and bottom position. If I just ask Siri to open my shades, it will open them all the way, exposing the solar panels that I've installed. I set the top position so that it hides these panels. It's really easy to do and the included instructions take you through each step. So the fun part, controlling your SmartWings blinds in HomeKit. So many options based on your personal needs and preferences. Automations are great because you can basically put them on a schedule and never have to worry about it. I have my blinds close at sunset each evening. This is really nice because when I'm in my bedroom after dark, I don't feel like I'm on display. When it comes to opening blinds at sunrise in a bedroom, this one comes with more risk of waking you up suddenly on a bright sunny day. I'd suggest you go with a gentler way of waking up by creating a series of automations to slowly open your shades. Let's say your alarm's set for 7 a.m. Starting at 6:30, you could have your blinds open by 2%, at 6:35, 5%, and so on. So that come 7 a.m., natural light is in your room and it's making it easier to wake up and start your day. You can also add smart blinds into your scenes. I created a good morning scene and I can trigger it with a button or Siri on my HomePod mini. The scene opens the blinds, turns on some lights, and it plays some music. In a recent video, I talked about proxy switches. Basically, it's a switch or smart plug in HomeKit, but only used to help create more useful automations. I'll link the video in the description to learn more. I've created a vacation proxy that basically disables the regular automations. On regular weekdays, my blinds start opening at 6:30, but on holidays, I want to sleep in until 9. Before bed, I can turn on my vacation proxy switch, which is just an extra smart plug that I have laying around. When setting up my automation to open my blinds, I just specify the condition to only run if my vacation switch is turned off. You do need a third-party app for this instead of the Home app. Check out my other video to learn more about how to use proxy switches. I promise it's pretty easy. Like most smart shades, these do make some noise, though not too much. 35 decibels according to SmartWings. If you're a light sleeper, then you may prefer not to go with this gradual wake up automation, though I've been using it and it hasn't bothered me. Here are the different ways to control these blinds using Siri. My ensuite bathroom has a large window and before now, no shades. Getting some extra sunlight in the winter is nice, but in the summer, it can get really hot. There are many temperature sensors out there for HomeKit that you can use to automatically close the shades when it gets too warm. I have my blinds closed halfway at 23 degrees Celsius or 100% at 24 degrees. I'm using Eve Room, which is my favorite temperature sensor, but there are other options out there as well, including some motion sensors with built-in temperature sensors. Lastly, let's talk about buttons and switches. Physical controls are always nice in my opinion, and they're family friendly. In my bedroom, I have a few buttons, including a hue dimmer switch. There are 4 buttons, so I can easily configure any of these buttons in HomeKit. My top button turns my lights on, the bottom button turns them all off, including my non-hue lights, and the middle buttons I'm using to open and close my blinds. In my master bedroom, I'm using the Wemo Stage controller with Thread. I have a love-hate relationship with this controller. I love the possibilities of being able to control up to 9 scenes, and I like that it can fit a decor-style wall plate. But it doesn't always work and it seems to go through batteries really quickly. This product is a topic for another video and I'm giving it an honest go. 9 scenes is a lot, so the next question is, how do you remember them all? Well, here's one way. I don't plan to keep this piece of paper here forever, but for the time being, it helps everyone know what button does what, and hopefully after enough time, we'll have it memorized. I have various scenes set up, including the ability to control my blinds between open, closed, and halfway. This has been a really convenient way of using these blinds. Finally, let's talk about how this compares to Eve MotionBlinds, since this was the original comparison that was made when I first learned of SmartWings. Most importantly for a lot of people is price. SmartWings makes quality shades at an affordable price. I've said it before and I'll say it again, quality blinds are expensive and the cost can really add up if you have a lot of blinds in your home. SmartWings makes this much easier for most to make the switch without breaking the bank. Another big advantage of SmartWings is the solar power charger. It's great to be able to have the option to never have to manually charge the battery. A week ago, I would have said that SmartWings has a wider selection of shades to choose from, though Eve just announced that honeycomb and Venetian options have just been added. So in terms of selection, they're pretty even here. Eve MotionBlinds are a little faster than SmartWings, though once thread is added, they'll likely respond just as quickly. I can't wait to try out SmartWings shades with thread. I will say that Eve MotionBlinds feel a little more premium. The vinyl feels thicker and a little more heavy duty, as well as the bottom rail, which adds weight to the blinds to help keep them straight. Though most of the time you'll never be close enough to really notice these differences. Both Eve MotionBlinds and SmartWings come with a standard 3-year warranty. How they hold up over the long term is still up in the air, and I'll share my feedback down the road as time goes on, usually on my social media channels or in a future video. I also like the pull wand that comes with Eve MotionBlinds. 95% of the time, I'm controlling this in HomeKit, but just occasionally it's nice having that easy control right on the shade itself. SmartWings does have a button that you can press to open and close, but it can be hard to reach. Ultimately, it's not about one being better than the other, it's about having more choices for us consumers, especially that are compatible with Apple HomeKit. Think about your budget and what type of shades you're looking for. For a company that I've only recently heard of, I've been really impressed with how well these blinds have worked, and thread is only going to make them even better. Once again, I'll have links to purchase these blinds from the SmartWings webpage, as well as Indiegogo for the soon-to-be released thread options. If you have SmartWings in your home already, then be sure to leave a comment so everyone can hear about your experience. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.